My name is Defense. I'm the esports coordinator, and I'm sitting here today with Abdi, the head coach of Metizport's Counter-Strike team. Welcome, Abdi.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you here. How are you doing, man?
I'm all good. Just ended the practice day, so yeah, I'm all good.
All right, good to hear. Yeah. Um, I guess we'll just jump straight into it then, and I usually like to, wind back the time a little bit, go back in time a little bit. So tell me a little bit about your background. Like, how did you get into, computer games and esports and CES and everything? But yeah, let's begin there.
Yeah, yeah. I started playing when I think around when I was around 15, 16 years old. I played for fun, only like the public servers, and at that time I was playing a lot of football, and I think I mainly started to grind more when I got injured in football, where I played more maybe practices and stuff like this. But I would say my full when I started to play full time was around, I would say 2019 or yeah, something like this. But yeah, I have been playing like for ages. I would say like for maybe more than 15 years. I would say like 1.5, 1.6. But I would say more. I put more hours in the game from the COVID era. I would say around that time. And yeah, I have been working full time with esports like several years now, mainly with the CS, and I'm really passionate about helping players and yeah, and my team so as well have had with their fully potential as well. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. So it's like, when do you remember the time that you realized that this could actually become something serious? Do you remember that moment when you were like, okay, I can actually do this full time?
Mm, yeah, I think it started when I got picked up from a team called I Will Never Lose (EVNL), and I got the offer from Stoffe that thought that I could help his team to develop younger players to take the step up from, like, I think they were playing Asia main or intermediate at that time, and we qualified for main or advanced. I don't remember exactly. And we wanted to play some elite series as well. So at that time, we wanted to develop a team that could get really good, like in maybe 1 year or something like this. But I was there for, I think, a half a year approximately, and then I got the call from Björn Pesch, who was in NIP, who wanted me to take a role in a Young Ninjas team. At and at the same time, I got an offer from Fredrik Jägern, who is chief of the Swedish, okay, what can you call it? Swedish
Esport Federation.
Esport Federation, yeah. And yeah, and I said, yeah, of course, I want to take that offer as well. And then I went to the European Championship with Jack, Sean era, and Pepsor and Maxter and CTR, I think. And we managed to end up like fourth place or something, or fifth place. I don't remember exactly now. Or third place. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, like fifth, fourth, or third place. And then when I came home, I started at the Young Ninjas. Then we set up some goals, managed there uh, to qualify. No, yeah, we won our first or second. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the timeline now, but yeah, we set up some goals and we managed to win the We Play Academy League. And from there, I got some offers, and I think at that time at the summer, I got an offer from Metizport, and yeah, and since then I have been here now. I think now in my second year now here in Metsport.
Yeah, from what I remember, it was actually in September 2023 that they did this. I think it was that's when you picked up with this new like international roster. That was well, it was a Swedish roster, but it was supposed to compete internationally. So yeah, I think you're the longest standing member of the Metsport team. Like it was Adam before, but then he left, so because he was also part of the original roster. So yeah, anyway, you've been part of Metizport for a long time and been one of the the most hardworking people, actually, in my opinion anyway. Obviously the whole team works hard, but it's always, you can really see the passion in you. And I wanted to
Thank you.
like ask, because do you remember how the team was back then when you first started? Like, what's different, now and then, like both the team and also like the organization? Do you see any big differences?
Mm, at that time, I would say I brought Nilo and Adam B from Young Ninja since we played together there, and I think at that time we have Yakinyo as well, who's here today with us, and we had Rusty and HNS in our team at that time, and I thought this team was like suiting perfectly, or gelling perfectly at that time. We had clear roles, and yeah, we managed to, I would say, had a really good stint there where we climbed from like zero to top 15 HLTV in Europe. I think was it world. I don't remember exactly. And yeah, the like we have our issues at that time, but we won a lot. And but our picture then was to have be like one of the best teams, of top 30 teams in the world, and we saw an opportunity there to pick up CTR and SUSP. And from there, yeah, we managed to do really good results that time, which ended up with selling both CTR and CTR and SUSP. And then we picked up Plopsky at that time and Sapek, yeah, and Sapek. That was a long for long, and then we made a change because Yak didn't feel that good at that time. Was really exhausted, and so we made a roster change again. We brought in Lucas as Opper, and Nico was IGLing for a short period there. And then we made another change where we benched Sapek and brought in Shine as an IGL at that time. And we had this roster until I think was it the beginning of this year, and that's when we brought up Isaac and Hampus. And yeah, and from there we managed to qualify for the major and made the roster changes, and now we are here with this lineup with Yakinho back in the team and Liam joining us as well.
Yeah, it's been a lot of changes on during these 2 years that you've been here, and yeah, you've been through a lot, many different lineups and ups and downs, and obviously right now it's a little bit of a tough period, but for the team, but yeah, we're still obviously still working hard, and hopefully we can find the groove again. We'll go into that a little bit later. Talking about achievements and stuff. I mean, obviously, uh, Metizport made it to the major, which was a historical feat. Um, do you remember the emotions in the team when you made the major, like when you qualified, and how was that for you as a coach?
Yes, for me, like I couldn't like watch the game, so I got everything like I remember I was in like another team speak, and everyone just joined, and started screaming, you know, and that's when I knew that we just like qualified for the major. But the round before, we were like in a situation, I think it was 3 versus 1,
Yeah,
and the round before that we just lost that round, and I was so like angry about that round, and then they just managed to win. I don't know if it was the round after or 2 rounds after that, and yeah, there was so like I couldn't believe it, in the beginning. So it was really really nice to hear the boys join the TeamSpeak room and scream.
and it's actually wild that you weren't allowed to be there. To like you weren't even allowed to
Yeah,
watch the match, or not even on a feed or
no,
anything. Or that's crazy
no,
because
no,
I mean, for those who don't know, most online tournaments like maybe the coach isn't allowed to be on the server, but he's still allowed to like see the feed, and speak to the players in freeze time and stuff like that. But yeah, the major had the MRQ had different rules, so that's wild as well. It must be hard to like just watch, especially as a
Yeah,
coach when you're used to
emotionally,
like
yeah, it's
controlling the
like a
team.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah. Obviously, then at the major we didn't do very well, but that's not something we're gonna go into too much. So let's exclude the major then. And so if we don't think about the major, what is the biggest achievement in your Counter Strike career? Um, in your whole count, it doesn't have to be Metasport. It can be anything.
like for me, like achievement could be a lot of stuff. From like for me, achievement is like developing young players as well. It's a big achievement, and I think that made like as well Metizport grow as a organization. And for me, that's a big like achievement. And I would say at the same time, like results, of course, like qualifying for a major first time. I would say that was a big achievement as well from my point of view, and as well. Yeah, but I would say like to develop or grow for like every year. I would say that's a big achievement like for me. Like I can see that every time we put up like goals and we work towards the goals and we like everyone is. I know that everyone is passionate to develop as well and develop and trying to help each other. That shows that only that we can reach our goals. That if everyone is mainly focused and want to achieve big things, we can then it is reachable. And I think that made us progress a lot these last years, as I will say, as an organization, from my organization point of view. But from my point of view, I would say my biggest achievement, I would say, most should be like result wise, and that's qualifying for a major or winning we play academy league as well, and and the Swedish with the Swedish national team as well, winning the land there at the World Championship there.
Yeah.
So yeah, these results, I would say this is the mainly from my point of view is my biggest achievement, but I would say develop young players is from my point of view the biggest.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, now that we're speaking about the major, I just wanted to like. I said that we weren't going to go into it too long, but I think people will be just a little bit interested to hear like what happened in the major. If you want to go into it, like just shortly, like what do you think the main problem was that we performed so badly there?
Mm. Yeah, I can't go in deeply on it, but like we know about these issues we had before the team, and it was really hard to fix the kind of stuff before the major, I would say, and and the results pan out to be exactly what I thought it could be. But at the same time, we have had these kind of struggles before. I would say in our team, and for me, it's like it could be either we are focusing and we are playing like sometimes when you're angry, you can play on your like you are much more extra focused or you're doing stuff without hesitations. Um, but I would say mainly like this kind of stuff we knew it could happen, so I'm not surprised. But at the same time, I'm like as well. I expected more, that's the only thing. So this kind of sad that happened, but yeah, but like today is that's only like history, and we can only go forward from here and like have that in our mind, but still develop from that our mistake that we did that time. I would say
100%,
without going in
absolutely.
too much in details. I would just say
That's fine.
yeah, I
That's
would
fine.
just end that. Yeah.
Obviously. All right. Yeah, we can only go forward, and with that being said, I think we should go on to like the second part of the interview, which is like what I would call quick fire. So it's just quick questions that require quick answers. So just say
Okay.
like the first thing that comes to mind. Might be one question or two that requires a little bit more than that. But yeah, we'll just start. I think this will be very interesting. This is going to be a tough
Mm-hmm.
one, I think. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your whole life, what would that be?
Mm, pasta bolognese.
Oh, good question. A good answer. I mean, that's actually pretty much what I would choose as well. I think I eat that like 4 times a week.
Yeah,
So
it's really
good.
nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so quick as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic answer. Um, what is one thing that really makes you happy in life?
Really makes me happy. Metizport win and Arsenal win.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so like some football in there as well. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
like that mix. Okay, you have to choose CS2 or CS:GO.
I would say CS2. I know that CS:GO like it was really good at the end, but I like the new features in CS2, and but I still think that they need to add some stuff, and people still like writing about cheaters all the time, and the game is lagging and stuff like this. And yeah, I think that if they could fix these kind of biggest issues, CS2 could be really good.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
I think this will be a tricky one as well. If you have to either remove Molotovs from the game entirely, so no Molotovs, no incendiary grenades, or you give the AK-47 15 bullets in one mag. Which one do you have? Which one do you have to choose one?
15 bullets. 15 bullets.
Yeah, so you only have 15 bullets, like in one
Like
mag.
totally.
No, not totally, but
In one
in
mag.
one
Okay,
mag.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, then yeah, 15. Yeah, of course, 15 bullets.
You choose that one. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. Um, if you didn't become a professional CS coach, then what would you be instead? Like, let's just if you didn't do any CS, like, what would you do instead in life?
Yeah, then I would work as a accountant. That's what I used to do before I was like a CS coach. I was working as a financial controller, so I would probably work with that, I think.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Okay, so yeah, you had that career before, because
Yes.
obviously, yeah, the cases with a lot of people, they just basically go all in on CS. They don't really have anything that they did before, I guess. So that's good. You can always go back to that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, that's the end of the quick fire mode. So now we go to the last little part of the interview. Um,
Yes. All right.
I want to talk a little bit about the VRS situation. Um,
Mhm.
we actually did talk about it today in the team. Had a long meeting about the VRS system and how the ecosystem has kind of changed in Counter Strike. What do you think about this new VRS system and like the whole, the whole Wild West situation with so many lands everywhere and yeah, how do you think that's changed Counter Strike?
Like I would say like what I felt from the beginning was like how they introduced it for us was like okay, we want to maybe cut the partnership tournaments and open up like a circuit where tier two, three teams can play tier one tournaments and stuff like this. But I feel at the moment is still, you can the players, the teams that are in the like tier one circuit with the VRS point at the moment, it's like if they win one or two and lose maybe one, they're still there.
Yeah,
But at the same time, if you win one game, like and still maybe loses two, they can still as well be there. So they will always be around that circuit, maybe dropping maximum maybe 5 positions, but they will probably get invited. But you could as well be in a position where, like for instance, NIP was like I don't know if they are there now, but you're too high to get invited to. You're too high position to get invited to tier three, like CCTs players and stuff. But you are not that high to get tier one invite. So for me, it's like still I think you need some development, but at the same time, I feel that Valve is working on this kind of stuff, not that frequently, but for me, it's like I think it will be better by time, but I'm not quite sure. But I hope that as well. But yeah, let's see what happens in the future. But I feel at the moment it's a bit inconsistent, I would say.
yeah, 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 for sure. I share your opinion there. It's pretty hard to get out of tier one when you're in there. It's like pretty hard to
Yeah,
lose your spot, and then yeah, it's definitely changed everything. And I think yeah they are updating it from time to time, and yeah just like polishing it a little bit. So
yeah,
back
exactly.
I remember like back in early this year, I think it was when NIP went to. They were like one of the first teams to like start, well, abusing or not abuse, but like to start using the VRS LAN system. They went to some smaller tournament in Las Vegas and won it, and then just like
Yeah,
just climbed the ranking like 50 spots or
yeah.
something. I think they've nerfed that a little bit now, but
But
still,
one thing as well that many people doesn't know this. I don't know they know, but I don't think they remember this. But with the Mongols as well, they won a tier 2 events. I don't remember exactly
yeah,
with the NIP against the NIP in the final, and they managed to win. I don't know how much the prize pool was, but they managed to win and climb a lot of
yeah,
ERS points. And from there, now they have been grinding, doing really really good lately, I would say. And now you can see that they have developed by time. So they should be there, I would say. But you can see that as well. They started somewhere low, but they managed to win a tier 2 tournament and grind the way up. And I will say at the moment I feel the same way from maybe a Static who won this final in was it Finland?
yeah,
I don't remember exactly, and then grinded a lot of points, VRS points there, and now they are in this circuit where they play like blast tournaments and stuff like this. That people doesn't maybe understand that maybe if you win maybe one blast game there or two, then you will stay in this circuit for a longer time. So I would say it's really good that this open up like for teams like for instance Ecstatic that could climb as well. And but at the same time, I feel it's harder to drop down if you are a team like let's say Face or a team like I don't know, like maybe you can lose a lot of games, but you can still be there if you win one or two, in for
yeah,
like for 2-3 tournaments. So yeah,
yeah. It's a safe haven.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, no, it's true what you're saying, and we'll see. Maybe it will happen to us as well. Who knows? Maybe we're going to a lot of lands ourselves as well this autumn, so it's going to be really really interesting. We have like one in Bucharest that we're going to in 2 weeks, and then as well Philadelphia right after. So and then two events in Sweden, and there's probably going to be like at least two more that we're going to. It's going to be crazy. So yeah, it's just changed. Like as a team now in the position that we're in, we're just kind of focusing more on going to lands. So it's going to be a lot of that element instead of just grinding online tournaments. Um, all right.
for sure.
We're towards the end of the interview. I just want to ask you, Abdi, what what do you like dream of in Metizport right now? What is the vision for you?
Mm, my vision is to, I'll say, to create a big legacy here. I will say to like one day maybe that Metsport could be in a one tier one organization who has sustainable business. I would say like a big organization they can make their own decisions or what they want, what they feel and want to do, and what they want to achieve as well. But for me, it's like I just want the players that they can feel that they're developing a lot here when they're here and have a really safe environment, and yeah, and they can reach their fully potential. I would say that's my biggest dream for my project here in Metsport.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Last question. Um, I think a lot of people look up to you. You're a role model in role model in Swedish Counter Strike, and had a career both as a player and as a coach, but obviously most of it was as a coach. Um, as a young player, like if you're 16, 17 years old, you really want to go pro. What do you think is the most important thing to keep in mind, or things that could be more, but like what's the most important aspects to keep in mind?
Like for me, it's about like if I'm young and I of course want to play this game, then of course I will say maybe first of all you need to play the game a lot, in the beginning, because at the moment you can see there's a lot of players that have talent, but the talent will not like help you over the edge. I think you need to develop your talent to something like a good, better macro understanding, or maybe develop your role in the game. Because if you play a lot of pugs at the moment, I don't feel that you are developing your macro understanding, and sometimes even you're getting a lot of kills because players are maybe lazy of how they're playing their role. But if you really want to develop and be much better player, I would say maybe, yeah, this is maybe the boring answer, but watch demo of your position. Like if you want to play, let's say, connector, how is the best connector playing? Like, what are they doing when people are doing something? Let's say if they're playing Mirage and you're playing connector, when teams take mid, when do they resmoke? When do they when do they smoke the first smoke and stuff like this? What kind of openings do they have? If they want to play passive, what kind of setups do they have then? You know, something like how can you develop your role as a player in your position? It could be an anchor player as well. Like, what time should I block? When should I block my? Let's say if I play B apps, when should I block B apps? When should I like maybe resmoke, or when should I? Yeah, this kind of stuff. Like, for me, it's about understanding as well. So I would say if you want to really develop and you want to play and become a professional player in Sweden, especially, I would say we need a lot of IGLs, I would say, and anchor players. Then maybe develop your position you want to play. That's what I want to say. Like, if you're upper, maybe when to rotate, how to rotate, and stuff like this. That's important as well.
That's a really good tip. Yeah, just try and like specify into what you're good at and find that. And yeah, it's
Yeah,
important. It's important in any part of life, really. If you want to get good at something, you have to like polish your like find your thing and get really good at it and focus on that. So it's a really good
yeah.
tip. I think a lot of people can benefit from that. So let's just say,
I hope.
what do you think is like the biggest mistake that young players are doing then?
Mm. If I take, for instance, in Sweden, I would say maybe a lot of players have a lot like a talent, and then they think the talent will help them always, because let's say that if I'm really good at shooting, for instance, then my shooting will take me over the edge every time. But I will say what makes like the best players is like they always, like, I would say most likely they will do the right decision at the right timing. It's not about they're shooting against each other, one, two, three, and one guy always shooting the heads, the other guy maybe shooting at the body. It's not like that. It's about making the right decisions at the right timing. So how can you develop that? That's what they need to develop. I would say, like, or have an understanding of how could they get better on that. You know. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, but
Yeah, of course, of course. I think it's a good
yeah.
answer. Yeah, you heard it, guys. You heard it from Abdi. Um, we're done with the interview, Abdi. Thank you so much. Are there any closing words that you want to say? Or
Thank you as well for your time. I just want to say, yeah, at the moment we maybe have a tough period in our time, but as I will just say that, like, we are really excited about our future, and I believe in this team, and that the team has what it takes to make us like a better impact, I would say. So thanks for having me, and thanks for everyone who's cheering for us.
okay, thank you, Abdi, and thanks to everyone who has been watching this interview. Hopefully, one of many to come. If you liked it, make sure to let us know. And yeah, that's it. That's it from us. Have a great time, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye.